What's going on? It is build number 11. We are done with our repeating leg set, and we're going to move on this week to some other fun builds. So today we are building sweat, which I know a lot of times we sweat, but it is, if you're doing this in the current season, in sync with our timing. It is the beginning of December. It's a little bit chillier here in the garage, so depending on where you are hailing from in the world, it's a little chillier out, and my sweat response hasn't been quite as high. So my goal today, and for me and for you, is to build a lot of sweat. So let's get some warm up going. Bring one knee up, hug it into the chest, and then the other knee, one knee up and the other. I have a set of 20-pound dumbbells that I'm going to be using for our weighted portion. But first, we're going to be going through some core. Take a wide base of support, hinge to one side, and then the other. We're going to be building some core through some planks, really getting into that deep anterior flexion, isometric holds. Always works to build some heat. And then we're going to be going through some heart rate intervals. Hopefully that'll kind of initiate some extra sweat response. And then we'll go into some weighted sets. All right, at the back of your mat, just hinge over those legs. Let your body round forward. Bob your knees. Let them bend left and right. And then walk yourself out onto your mat until you're in a downward facing dog. Drive your hips up. If you need to bend your knees a little to get your chest further back toward your thighs, go for it. Depending on how tight your hamstrings are, it's going to be where you're at for now. So the goal with a down dog is to get the chest back to the thighs, slide the shoulder blades down. It's not necessarily getting those legs straight. Eventually, hopefully you can. All right, drop onto your knees. We're going to go with a little bit of spinal rotation hinging. So pull your left shoulder to your left hip and then switch to the other side. Right shoulder, right hip, left shoulder, left hip, right shoulder, right hip. We're going to neutral through the spine. Take your right hand behind your head. Twist up 3 times, keeping your low back stable and still. Just twist through that mid back. Grab deep into those transverse abdominis. So the muscles deep inside, other side of the core, kind of the side front of your abdomen. 2 and 3. Okay. We're going to start off with a plank rotation. We're going to hold 30 seconds in the front and then 30 each side for 3 rounds through. If you do not hold a plank, if that doesn't work for what's going on in your shoulder cavity or your neck or whatever else, then I'm going to have you go through a bird dog. So while we're holding a front plank, I'm going to have you hold one side. When we're holding our side, go ahead and go to the other side. When we're going back to the first side, I'm going to have you do an extension and a tuck. So basically, you're going to go from a hold, an isometric hold, to a tuck, and then back to your isos. All right, and then eventually, you'll keep circling around. The goal is just to get into that core, get that flexion there. Okay, ready, set, and go. We're going to start on our elbows. If you prefer hands, that's fine. I like to be on the elbows. I think it just makes it a little bit more difficult. We want to try to hold flexion through the back, underneath the armpits, to support the work up out of the shoulders and then deliver it into the core. Tuck under through the tailbone. We only have 3 seconds left, and then we're going to rotate to our first side. So I'm just going to rotate without dropping. If you need a drop, go for it. If you would like, lift your top leg, open that chest, figure out how to make it just a little more challenging. You don't have to. If you need to, you can take the top leg and cross it over and give yourself a little more support. Lift up out of that core. Lift up out of your shoulder, your armpit. So try to feel lengthening. 3, 2, drop your elbow and just rotate to the other side. Same thing. Get set up. Make sure that your hips are pushing up, away from the floor. So they don't want to be sagging toward the ground. And you want to try to find flexion behind your armpit, your serratus anterior muscle in the back, and then of course through that core. 3, 2, back to center. Tuck under and hold. You want to feel like your shoulders are a little further forward than maybe they should be. You want to feel like your hips are a little bit higher than they should be. And then you're getting that tuck under by grabbing deep into that core, connecting under the rib cage. All right, 5 seconds. Roll and go. I'm going to show you an extra little setup. So if you need a little help with your side plank, go ahead and drop onto your hips. Put your elbow directly under your shoulder and start short. So bend your knees. You can use your top hand. Push up from there. So then you have that height and stack of the hips. So if you start too far away, if your feet are straight away when your hips are on the ground, your legs are straight, then you're too far extended and it's difficult to get that height. Okay, roll and go. Second side, second round. We're here for flexion. Build that heat. Build the sweat. Find that internal core temperature. Definitely getting hotter myself. 8 seconds. Back to center, last round. Find traction between your elbows and toes. So push into the elbows and then pull those elbows back towards your toes. Find the difficult, find the heat. Where can you put extra flexion? I'm going to turn to my second side first. So turn. We're in our side plank. Flex. Build that heat. Stack your shoulders. Find the front of the belly stays firm. Flex to grab tight. And then, of course, you'll find your oblique flexion. 8 seconds. Other side. Rotate over. If you need to sit or hit your knees between, that's fine. Eventually try to get into that rotation where you can just roll and go. Halfway. Lock it in. Hold it tight. And time. All right, from here, we're going to come up and we're going to hit a round of 10 each jump squats. Okay, if you don't jump, just keep your feet on the ground. Then we're going to go squat jacks. You stay low, jump in and out. If you don't jump, then you're going to extend side to side and then squat thrust. Squat jumps, squat jacks, squat thrust. Plant your hands, jump back, jump in, jump up. If you don't do those, feel free to walk. Figure out what you can do to progress toward where we're at, or hinge and reach, or hinge and jump. So we're going to go 10 of each, and then we're going to go straight back into our plank round, and we're going to hit 3 sets. So jump squats first. Here we go. Sink nice and deep. Jump as high as you can. 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay low. 1, 2. Line those knees and toes. 7, 8, 9, 10. Squat thrust. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that core going. 9, 10. Okay, drop down. Hold your front plank. Warrior bird dog. And go. Your heart rate should be up a little. Tuck deep into that abdomen. As much flexion as you can manage. We're going for heat. Build the heat. Trying to find the toughest way to get where we're going. 3, 2, turn. Line up, shoulders, hips. Push those hips up high. It's not just getting in the pose, it's holding flexion in it, building the heat and burn in your oblique, in the core. Roll and go. Second side. Then we're going to be back up for our jump squats. Tighten in. Stay flexed. Lift up out of that shoulder. 8 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. 10 jump squats. 8, 9, 10. Stay low. 8, 9, 10. Squat thrust. Seven, 10. Back into our plank. 30 seconds. Find your flexions. Dig in deep. 3, 2, rotate. Get your side plank. Lift up those hips. Make sure your hips are stacked. I have to watch mine sometimes. They roll back. That top hip wants to roll back. So keep that lift up. You can feel that immediate grab a little bit deeper. Okay, switch in the oblique. 30 seconds here. And then we have our last round with the jumps. 10 seconds left. 2, and 1. Okay, 10 jump squats. 8, 9, stay low. Lock into the core. 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to our planks. Ready, and go. You should be getting tougher. Dig in deep. Keep the heat in the belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and turn. Stack shoulders, stack hips. Settle down, halfway there. Tighten, lock, hold. 3, 2, and turn. You've got it. Flip and go. Flex it up. Ten seconds left. And time. All right. Whew. Okay, our next set, 20 mid-range pulse squats, 10 each leg, mid-range lunges, each leg, 10, and then 10 clean and press. And we're gonna shoot for 3 rounds through. See how it goes. So we have heart rate going, a little bit of an initial sweat. Okay, toes outside your heels, toes, so just at an angle. And then heels are just outside your hips. Open your knees a little. Your weights are gonna hold in the front. So you have like a sumo hold. Okay, knees pull wide with the toes. You're gonna drop and pulse right here. 2. It's not a bounce. Lift the chest. Grab the core. 9, 10. 16, 17, those inner thighs, and then wrapped underneath. 20, come all the way up. And then we're gonna hit up our lunge. Okay, square off your hips. So the back hip's gonna pull forward. Make sure your feet are hip width. Grab into the core, drop, and then grab that mid-range. Heat it up. 4, 5. It's about flexing into that front leg, keeping it flexed. 9, 10. Other side. Drop. Try to find traction between your front and back leg. Oh my gosh. Whee. I'm just at 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh, there you go. Okay. Your clean and press. Grab a bar if you have access to one. Otherwise, dumbbells work just fine. So you're going to hinge forward, not too far. Clean, so your back needs to stay flat, just like you're getting ready to do a deadlift. But you're not going as deep. You're using flexion from your legs, core, upper back. Bring your elbows high and close. So make sure you're not pulling away, pulling up high and wide, and then you're going to flip and catch and press. If the press doesn't work for you, cut that portion out. And then just keep going, flip, up, back and down. All right, we have 10. It's a full body grabber, lots of core, glutes, and back. 1. Elbows wide. Get that pinch. And the rhomboids pulling shoulder blades together to support that weight up. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a little breath. All right. Definitely built heat. Little shimmer on my head and in my shins. My shin sweater. So hopefully 2 more sets. Get a little more. All right. Back to our mid-range pulse. Here we go. Sit sideways so you can kind of see what it looks like as well. Toes out, slight angle. So not like a plie squat, just a slight angle. Keep track of your pelvis. 4, 5, 6. That upper back. 7. Knees pull wide with toes. 11. 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Coming forward. Our mid-range lunge. Here we go. 1. Find that traction. 3. Don't get lost in the move. Focus on the heat. Push into that lactic acid build. 8, 9, 10. You can barely push up. Doing it right. Square off the hips. 4, flexion into both legs. 9, 10. Clean and press or your rendition. Here we go. Lots of belly. Flex into the back, the glutes, core. Halfway. 7, 8. Use a little push from those legs. Make sure you have a good stack at the top. Right there, the top stack. None of this. Woohoo! All right, I'm getting what I wanted. I hope you are too. Successes build, guaranteed successes in your day. Keeps you positive, keeps you motivated. Find a challenge. Every time that you meet a goal, then your mind is ready to push for the next one. You know you can do it. Your body and mind will cooperate and make it happen. Here we go. 2. Check in. Set into it. Make that shake happen. 14, get to the point you're not sure you can finish. 18, 20. Hoi. All right. Bring on them lunges. Your legs and the work there are facilitating our ultimate goal. 4, heat, burn, sweat. 9, 10. Square off. You're not bouncing. 5, flexion. 9 and 10. Oh, just have to decide. You're gonna make it. Good job. Deserves applause. All right, clean and press to finish this round. Alrighty, lock in, find those flexions. Here we go. 10. 5. 6, it needs to get tough. 7. 8. 9. Watch that core. 10. Oh. Woohoo. Well done, well done. Definitely built some sweat. We are going to get one more bonus round of our jumps and planks, and then we'll stretch. All right, here we go. Jump squats first. 7, 10. Get those squat jacks. 9, 10. Squat thrust. Block that core. 8, 9, 10. And then your planks. You got it, you got it. Whew. Made that drip happen. Very excited. 3, 2, turn to your side. That was fun. Dug deep. 10 seconds. All right, turn. Hit that other side. Last 30. We got it. See if you can figure out if you're twisting, turning, losing that alignment. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, yes, got some drips. I love it. Needed that. Oh, lie on your back. Hug your knees in. Push together first. 1 deep breath. And 2. And then we're going to open our feet out into what's called a happy baby. So you take your hands inside the legs and see if you can grab the outsides of the feet. If not, grab the outsides of your thighs and just pull down. Press your upper back and low back into the ground. Flex your feet, pushing hands into feet, feet into hands. Ooh. Okay, we're going to straighten both legs so you can hold where you have the feet. If you can do a forward fold, chances are you can hold your feet, bottoms of your feet. If not, it's not a problem. Grab your laces or your calves or your hamstrings. Doesn't matter where you're at. You can always use a wall as well. We're going to hit those 2 deep breaths again. Perfect. All right, set your feet on the ground, mat width. Both legs go to the left. Put your arms out really wide. Put your left foot on top of your right knee and relax. One more deep breath. All right, release. Bring up through center. Roll to the other side. Arms out wide. Right foot goes on top of the left knee. Let me know if you got some sweat going, and release. I know some of us have a better sweat response than others. Try not to give up on it. Don't get frustrated by it. Okay, roll over, quick child's pose, but work on it. Chances are you're dehydrated. That's a big one. As crazy as it seems, if you don't sweat, put a heater next to you in your room, wherever you're working out, or go outside in the sun. Hot day. Figure out what you can do. Generate that sweat response. Sometimes it's the type of workout that's going to get it going first. Takes time. We're hitting our pigeon. Hopefully by now you know what you're doing. Square off those hips. But figure out how to generate that sweat response. If it's something that you just don't sweat, reach out to me. Let's see what we can do. Let's go on a little experiment. Let's figure out how to open up those pores. It's such a healthy aspect of life. And some of us are going to sweat more than others. That's not a problem. But you do want to be able to get that drip on occasionally. It feels so good. All right, switch to the other side. That's why some people love spin. Cycle class, they just sweat in that class like they don't in any other class. So maybe try that. Hot yoga. If you're not sweating in hot yoga, I'm not sure what to tell you. No, we'll figure it out. Again, remember, a lot of it has to do with your hydration levels. So make sure that you're really well hydrated. General rule of thumb is half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water a day just on its own. If you have coffee, alcohol, or soda, or you sweat, you need more water. They say sparkling water counts. Some people tell me they don't like water. Learn to like it. That's all I can tell you. All right. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much for building some sweat with me. And we'll have some more fun tomorrow.